for Texas Emergency Management Conference 2024 in Fort Worth, Texas, May 27th through 31st at the amount of $1,468. May I get a motion for approval? Councilman Kinlaw?
So moved, Mayor.
May I get a second, Councilman Frank?
Second.
It's been moved and second that we would approve A2 on page 5. We're ready for question. Councilman Kinlaw, I think you brought that one up as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just for record, I know that if we have a disaster or something, you are the city's emergency manager, and we declare this a total council, so I think this would be beneficial to you. I just want to be transparent and letting the citizens know that some of those things that you may learn in the state emergency management class would benefit the city of Port Arthur.
Okay, and in this travel, and it just happens to be coincidental that this first one that we just approved just happened to be something that's happening because of a new concept. Texas Emergency Management, I was allowed to go on last year, and Councilman Doucette just asked me privately, why I don't have the emergency management coordinators on here. They come off a different budget. They have a budget in their offices or in their departments for their travel. I am the director of emergency management. I attended it on last year. I can't recall, and there was a great number of staff who was there. And I would assume that this year it's going to be done the same. What I thank God for is that all the training we did receive, we did not have to implement or exercise. And that's a blessing for us. But now, there are even newer concepts to deal with emergency management. I participated on the panel at Lamar University on last week with the mayors from around our surrounding area, along with Dr. Jaime Taylor, the president of Lamar University. And now cyber attacks are actually considered emergency management situations. And not only cyber attacks, last year we found out at the conference last year, active shooters are now considered a part of emergency management. I came in July of 2019. The only concept that we had on the front burner, if you will, about emergency management was hurricanes or inclement weather. And I actually thought that's all that was involved in it. And so by attending these trainings, attending these meetings, you are made abreast, or you become abreast of all of the other incidents, be it natural or man-made, that actually involve your emergency management team. And this involvement there, Councilman and Council, is to prepare us. As I just stated from the onset, I thank God that the training we received last year, we didn't have to use it. And I'm not saying that I want to just waste money, but we're just, if we are poor, if we aren't prepared. But this meeting actually prepares the director and all of the staff, and I believe city manager, what was it, about 30? We had about 30 people from I was 32. Yeah, we had about 32 folk from Port Arthur who were in attendance, some are in this room now. And it is an overload of information. So if anyone thinks that you're just going and you're just, having fun, it's not. You're going to have times that you would have fun later at night, but all during the day and the early parts of the evening, you are actually engaged in trainings and in dialogue, even with others, because you can find out how they've handled certain type of situations, and that's what these meetings are for. So it's a good investment in your leadership. Now, I just happen to be the person who's involved in it at this juncture, but you don't want your leader ill prepared. You don't want your leader not to be informed and the actual incident does occur. Okay? Yes, sir. Councilman Lewis, your light.
I have a question. City manager or chief, have there been any changes with the emergency manager coordinator? Have there been any changes?
No, sir. They're still
Everything's still intact? And what you just...
Jeremy and Mr. Havens, they're still at the top.
Okay, and how many training sessions have y'all had from June to June?
Okay, now, we have not had training sessions per se with us, but they've had meetings, and the coordinator, actually, Jeremy, has been out ill, and the assistant, with Mr. Havens, but they have had sessions and meetings where they discuss situations.
How many drive runs, how many rehearsals have you all had? Simulation?
I would have to defer to the mayor because he's in charge of that.
Yeah, and so we haven't had any simulations this year, if that's what you're asking.
It's from January to June, and the clock
Yes,
is running.
but I just answered what you asked.
Nothing.
Okay, well, if you connote what you want to from my dialogue, okay, we're going to move on, we're going to vote.
Mayor, based
Yes, sir.
on the discussion that we are having in-house, we are working with the fire chief and I know one of the assistant city managers to have some sessions going.
Yeah.
Just like we did for the grant program. Yeah, we're doing that.
Yes, sir, okay. So we have the motion on the floor to vote. Any other questions on it? The only we're ready to vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposers? Ayes have it, so it is ordered. A2 is approved.